Generational trauma. Oh, why does this matter with dating and relationships? Because physical attraction should matter, you know? Y'all remember the Animal Planet, right? Um, y'all remember how animals breed? You pick for like protective traits, attractive traits, right? Protective traits, you know, you're attractive. Things like beautiful things, right? Animals play. We witness it over and over again, right? Different species, etc. You know, other stuff, right? Don't revert us lower than other species, but a wheel is a wheel. So generational trauma, it would when we learned about it, right? It mainly just kept it more work focused and society focused when it was like kids were experiencing traumas and bad dreams of the people of their ancestors. Okay, you know, black people experienced 400 years of slaves, having flashback of like being beaten, raped, slave ships drowning, etc. Right? So what I learned also on a physical and biological aspect is transgenerational trauma can also affect your thoughts, your thinking, how you learn, how you grow, right? If you're saying that my genes come from my parents and this so-called genetic cube that we use to quantify and track the gambling of genetics mixing and developing, I was like, well, if I can unlock memories and things like that, I can also unlock physical traits. So from shorter, I can unlock height. If I'm lacking muscle, I can unlock muscle, calves, traps, etc. So I started playing with that a little bit, and I didn't really like go full scientist. I was just focused on myself. Um, a lot of it worked. Okay, so don't be complacent with who you are now, what you look like now, and how you operate now, such as self-help books, um, I'm not gonna say courses and coaches, but you have to remember like you still have to apply it, keep doing it until you retain it. There's levels of learning of how much you really learned and retained something. So like my abs, right? Like now when I go to the gym, just like everyone else, you know, it takes like a few weeks to a month to get the results. Like I used to go to the gym a lot when I was younger. This was like elementary to middle school, right? My apartment gym. But I didn't really see the gains how quickly I could see them now. Like now I can see gains in a matter of a gym session, right? I could go get a pump, go drink, party, do whatever the fuck, relax, sleep, and I'll still have those pumping gains almost instantly. And then like the real gains, so I come a little bit more toner like a day or two down the line. So most people are like, oh, it'll come in like a week or two. I'm like, oh, it comes in like 2, 3 days now. Some people say, oh, you're a different breed. Some people say, oh, you earned that, you unlocked that. Okay, right? And then I started testing it myself by having people work out with me. I'm like, okay, some of the shit I be saying and quantifying in my head really makes sense and works. So yeah, makeup, yeah, steroids, yeah, tight t-shirt, do a few push-ups, etc. helps in the instant gratification, impulse. Let's just have a fun night. It works, but you really can't gain, maintain, and become this high person. You can be a child of God that can do and be who they want. Okay, and if you realize, and there's like just more that goes into it. Like I'll be careful. I'm like when I'm around people, I'll often say a mantra like, "Oh, you're not me though," or "I don't want to look like that," or "That person's attractive, but that's not me," or "I like that about that person." You know, it's opposite of how I like. Oh, I like your mustache goatee ratio, bro. Like that's different. Okay, like you're not me, right? I like my beard, da da da. Okay, and those things are good to pay attention to because and notice and be conscious of because they're going to help when it comes to your swim in the dating pool, and then it's going to help with your own self-confidence and awareness and manifestation of yourself, because God manifested the world in 7 days, right? Or life. Whew. All right, now I feel like I be able to use that word. So transgenerational trauma is very, it's like a double-sided sword, right? It's like a double-sided sword. It's like it's like fat. Some of it is good for you, but too much of it is bad. Or I guess not enough of it is good, and a lot of it is bad, because the same thing that, even though it's called generational trauma, right? That same trauma that brought these bad things can be reverse trauma to bring good things into the next generations. So even though I don't play sports anymore, I'm going to be physically fit and in tune, especially before I have kids, so that those kids have the ability to play sports. I'm not saying they're going to. They could be a book nerd, or you like helping people that get sick and get into accidents all the time. You do that as well. Okay, be a doctor. I don't give a fuck. You know, and that happened like 2018, transgenerational trauma. And with everything that's going on in the past few years, like, unless you just haven't really thought about it, like it just doesn't come through your mind, or you're like, say, no, I don't want kids, like, you should not be dating someone or having crazy, reckless sex. If you're looking at this person, you're like, damn, like, we can make babies. You know, like, we'll make some cool babies. Like, the fact that you want to fuck, like, the lust is there. You know, that's your genes already kind of communicating naturally, subconsciously. But if you don't want to yourself, considering, like, I guess society and life, not like a freaking bug dropping his babies off on a plant, right? You shouldn't really be considering dating or breaking the three night rule, I guess. Right? Nigga was born yesterday. You know what I mean? Religion helps, but let's talk for love. You can experience these trips, and then you're gonna experience them again, maybe. It's just the fact of, as you grow and gain these tools or whatever, I'm trying to keep my algorithm up. So I'm being careful with my words. It'll be easier, right? Like one L, the next time it's an L, it could be a W, right? And that's just with life experience. So, yeah. Be cautious of all that. You might want to rewatch this. And you could rewatch this with your spouse. You might have to rewatch this with multiple spouses. Like, I used to study finance to be like a financial advisor, or so that's just statistics, but that's numbers. So you can't use that as your foundation. That's like a stop loss for a physical, emotional being, right? Not like work and money. So, because we created money. So, and even think about like marriages, like before Christ, right? Way back then, it was usually like wealth transfers, right? Or to keep the mixing of. Let's not get that deep into it, you know? Right? So, essentially, there's a lot of change. And you should factor these things in. And when you factor all these things in ahead of time, it like quantifies your life, right? It changes your reality, right? God blesses you in different ways. You experience different things. Your timing is different. You think different, right? And when people ask you questions or try to have a conversation with you, you know more, right? So boom, I'm not saying put all your business out there, but at the same time, it's like, what's really different? You know what I mean? Because at one point in time, we barely needed money. Now we need money. So what's different, bro or girl? Me and you. Even if we're similar people.